Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Debunking YouTube videos. This one is again from Shadis over here. It's about victory every time strategy with Soldier, our favorite tower. Now, again, no hate guys, for legal reasons of course.
In today's Tower Battles Roblox video, I'm going to show you a strategy for winning that is super duper effective. Now, of course, just like any other strategy that exists, it's not 100% effective. You'll need two towers, farm and soldier. Now we're going to hop into a 1v1 match. Looks like our opponent's going to be this guy. Alright, so it's now time to choose our map, and my favorite map for this strategy is Western. That's because it is a very long map, and it has this section right here that I'm highlighting with my mouse, which allows Soldier's range to be super duper utilizable, if that makes sense, or just very easy to utilize.
Now, Western being his favorite map is an opinion, and that shouldn't really be counted as a mistake by itself. However, he is greatly inferring that Western is an actual semi-decent map for this loadout, which it is not, as it's pretty long and it has a lot of turns. This gives the opponent multiple chances of defending a boss one rush, where you yourself shouldn't really need any help defending a boss one rush or defending naturals. So playing on the map Western only gives the opponent an advantage. Another issue with this is the part that he has highlighted is actually a pretty bad placement for Soldier. However, I'll get into that later.
But anyways, let's go ahead and start the strategy by placing down a level 1 farm and upgrading it to level 2 before the first wave. Okay, now what we're going to do, since we have this extra money coming from wave 3, we're going to go and upgrade our farm to level 3.
Now the mistake with this is one level 3 farm costs $1,100 to get. That is exactly twice as much as a level 2 farm does. And it also gives exactly twice as much as a level 2 farm gives, which makes a level 3 cost efficiency the exact same as a level 2 cost efficiency. We're using this logic, there's absolutely no reason he shouldn't have placed a level 1 farm wave 2. And then upgrade that level 1 farm wave 2 to level 2 wave 3. This way, he would just be in the exact same spot he was before with an extra $50.
And I know that seems super risky, because it is, but you'll see how we deal with that very, very soon. Okay, now what we're going to do is place down two level 1 soldiers pretty much right here in the middle of the map.
Now you can see the mistake counter went up by 2. This is because he made 2 mistakes here. The first mistake is that he placed the soldiers in the front, and the second mistake is he placed 2 soldiers. Now they both kind of play off each other, because if he simply placed a soldier in the back, he wouldn't actually need to place 2 soldiers. However, they are 2 separate mistakes. Now, if he were to place at the back, he probably could have even gotten more HP, but Western is a really long map, and that might not affect it on the map he's on, but it would definitely affect you if you are on a shorter map. And the other mistake, placing 2 soldiers, well, you wouldn't need to place 2 soldiers if you just placed it in the back. This is why it's better to place it in the back, and then you can use that extra money from not placing a soldier to simply farm.
Now that we have 2 soldiers, you have an option. You can either wait and save up to get your farm to level 4, or you can place down a 3rd soldier just to make sure you don't take extra damage.
Now, in no case scenario would you ever get a 3rd soldier here, even if the map is short and even if they're sending speedies. What you should do is simply wait until wave 6 and then get an orchard, then get 4 or 5 soldiers. Now, you should be able to wait this long because you're placing it in the back, but then again, he has flawed placement and this leads to multiple problems.
I'm going to go ahead and wait to upgrade my farm to level 4 so that we get even more money. Alright, we now have that money. I'm going to go ahead and press E, upgrade that farm to level 4. Anyways, as soon as we can, we're going to start adding more soldiers. And when I say more soldiers, I mean just one more soldier. And then we're going to focus on upgrading the rest of these guys to level 4.
Now, the mistake here is that you shouldn't be upgrading soldiers to level 4, just spam them. The only acceptable reason to upgrade to level 4 is if you're upgrading it to max. So if you're getting level 4 for boss 1 and then you can get max for boss 1 rush, that is acceptable and that makes sense. However, getting level 4 soldier spam is just ineffective and isn't viable. You will die to a boss 1 rush. and that there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Our first boss one heading out now on wave 8, and we're actually just gonna let our level 4 soldier deal with that. We're gonna upgrade it to level 4 now. Alright, now as you can see, that boss one is very much dead. So what we're gonna do is now utilize all that extra money we've gotten from this level 4 farm to send boss ones right back at our opponent.
Now, by following common sense and basic farming principles, you can see I was able to get more than twice the amount of farms he has. Yes, he does have more money. However, if I were to sell my farm, I would still have more farms than him, and I would have a lot more money.
But yeah, our boss ones are coming out of there full force, and that gives us time to save a bit more money for another boss one rush.
If first boss one rush doesn't work, what makes you think the other one will? They more than likely will have better defenses than they had during the first boss one rush, and it will be probably pretty easy for them to counter. If your first boss one rush fails, I would say with this loadout, just save up in boss 2 rush, as it is a much better option.
For another boss one rush, but yeah, that's pretty much the whole strategy, just spamming boss ones until your opponent loses. But also, I want to highlight that this strategy is not perfect, unlike any other, of course. So, as you can see, our opponent has just now killed their first boss one that the game sent, but we have all these other boss ones that are very much definitely going to take them out. But what's very important to note is that with this strategy, if your opponent sends boss ones, you're gonna struggle. Now, does that mean you're gonna die? No, because Soldier's very cheap and you can pretty much spam it and be fine.
I do not think you will be fine, because spamming level 4 soldiers is a really horrible strategy, and it would be much more cost effective just to get a max soldier. Overall, I say this strategy is pretty sucky. Now, I don't really know why you're bringing Commander if you're not even going to prepare for a boss 2 rush, as it is pretty much useless where it is, and it could be greatly improved upon in multiple areas, and this is all considering the fact Soldier sucks. You just found the worst way to use Soldier. Now, as I said previously in the video, there's no real hate in this video. I'm just trying to teach people how to play the game and what the most effective way to play the game is. Now, Shottis, if you're watching this by any chance, please 1v1 me, alright? I need that 1v1, man. Discord's in the description. 1v1 me. Come on.